Hi, Libra Anarchy here, responding to Reason TV, 44 Ways, etc., and so forth. Basically, they made up um, names for the TSA, more applicable names. And good video. And I'm responding to it in order to draw some attention to this video because I want people's feedback. And I am also willing to accept constructive criticism, so if what I'm saying doesn't hold merit, then okay, let me know. Um, Many people want to protest the TSA searches, and I agree. Uh, we are being treated as terrorists, as criminals. We are assumed to be guilty, and it's either we give up our privacy via a machine or via a pat-down wherein our private parts will be touched. And so there is no choice that offers us any human dignity. And I'm laughing about it because it's just that terrible. It presumes that our bodies belong to the government. It's literally assuming ownership of our bodies. And people with, I certainly, I don't want to do this, and I should not have prerogative to do this. I don't have the prerogative to walk up to you and feel your tits, or to squeeze your package, or do something of that nature, or just, grab your ass. Society tells me I cannot do that. You own yourself, and I'm certainly not entitled to do that. Just as you are not entitled to do it to me. But if somebody has a particular costume on it and an okay from mother, father, government, it suddenly becomes okay. It's no longer sexual assault. It's no longer an invasion. And it's being done for our security. But in point of fact, it is sexual assault, and people don't get to do this. Even if they're telling us that it's for our security. Now, many people are proposing different ways of protesting. Some are proposing to stop flying. I imagine people will stop flying anyway. If you're going across state or something to visit family, chances are people will drive. And in a situation where I am literally across the country, if I really wanted to see family, I would endure a 13-hour car ride with a dog and a cat. And the cat would probably endure the car ride in a carrier some of the time with the dog. And the dog doesn't like the cat. I mean, they get along fine if they have their own space, but together they're probably not going to get along. And you're going to have two humans in the car that don't necessarily get along, but two humans with a dog and a cat in a car with stuff. That's not very feasible. So, many people are going to stop flying anyway. Now, as much as people have proposed this as a protest, which is fine and dandy, I don't think it's going to do anything because the very, very powerful classes of the world, the people who, the political class, and the people who fund them with, quote, donations, gifts, yes, they have private jets. They don't have to endure this. So they'll be fine. And as for not flying, the government is, in effect, restricting our travel without officially making laws that restrict our travel. Even with passports and so forth, and, shots, passports, all the rigmarole that you need to go out of the country and visit another country, it's going to be that much harder to do that. Many people, either on religious grounds or just because they're so damned indignant about having somebody feel them up, are not going to travel. So, in a way, this is keeping many people inside the country. Also, this is keeping many people away from their families for the same reason. So I'm not sure that not flying is necessarily a viable option. And if you are a person who takes a lot of business trips to make your money, and there are many people who have to, not flying is definitely not an option. Now, boycotting is an option if it's somehow temporary for these people. However, it's like those gas boycotts that go around the internet. Instead of buying gas on Tuesday, you'll buy it either Monday or Wednesday, but people will buy it. The boycott really won't have any effect. Unless, of course, people just stop flying. And again, for a lot of people, that restricts travel to the point where they either can't make a living or they can't see their families. So another option is to keep flying but clog the airports. I mean, just have thousands of people intentionally refuse to be searched or scanned with, nice dose of radiation. And I'm not one of these people that just assume, oh, the government's trying to irradiate us or something, but for a frequent flyer, you're getting a lot of doses of radiation, or you're getting felt up. Certainly people wouldn't ask business people to periodically just get felt up, right? I mean, that would be a horrible violation. I mean, in the office, there are many policies in place to prevent sexual harassment, but when the government does it, it's somehow okay. Anyway. So, some people are saying, well, let's, on the Wednesday and Thursday before Thanksgiving, let's refuse to have the scans and refuse to be felt up and clog the airports. Again, the political class is going to be fine. It's not going to bother them. We're going to bother each other if we do this. So, anyone with any other ideas of how to protest is welcome to contribute. I would hope that people think of other ideas to protest. Okay, well, that's about all, and I'm going to sit here for a couple minutes for filler. And I gotta say, I know one person I'm subscribed to and who I have a certain level of respect for because she's a nice person, said, if it keeps us safe, what's the big deal? Well, I hope that you would see this video and understand what the big deal is. If I came over and cupped my hand around your vagina, you would be very upset. It wouldn't matter if you're wearing clothes, because I don't own you. I'm not entitled to that. And you wouldn't do it to me either, would you? And if I told you this is going to keep you safe, that would not make it okay, would it? So I hope that you can understand why people are upset. And no, this doesn't keep us safer. Treating everybody as a criminal does not make us safer. There's no justification for it. Okay, again, I'm hanging out just for filler so YouTube doesn't cut me off. So, thanks for listening.